Hello everybody! Now today we're going to have a look at a light fixture that I've featured in gig logs, and I've also done tutorials with this light and shown you some of the technology that it has inside. But now we're going to do a dedicated video on it. This is the WiFLY EXR Dotz bar. What does all of that mean? Well, first of all, let's talk about WiFLY. This is ADJ's wireless DMX technology. It allows you to shoot a wireless DMX signal up to 500 feet line of sight. That's about a football field plus 2/3 of another one. Now, WiFLY EXR is extended range WiFLY. This allows you to send a signal 2,500 feet. What's that? Well, that's about half a mile or 3/4 of a kilometer line of sight. That's a long way. That's a very strong signal. Dotz bar. This is a technology that ADJ uses called COB, or chip on board. This is a chip soldered to a circuit board that contains diodes of a type, and they're super bright. These are 36 watts RGB. Now, RGB on a COB or chip on board diode is quite a bit more brilliant or bright than regular 36 watts on your standard LED. Even the Crees, very bright stuff. I'll give you a little taste here with the remote. Look at that, they're very bright. Now they come with these blinders, which are real handy, as you can see. I'm using them to keep that light, the actual light itself, from blinding you from your point of view. You can use this at gigs as well. It's pretty handy stuff. Now, most WiFLY fixtures are battery powered, and these are no exception. In fact, they have a battery that lasts up to 8 hours full on RGB. Now, that may not sound like a lot to you, but keep in mind that full on RGB is like white. That's full on red, green, and blue, and nobody uses them that way. We use them like this, where we're doing fades and colors. And because of this, we're not going full on, and this battery life will be extended quite a bit. I would guess anywhere from, 10 to 12 hours. Now, if you have a look at the fixture itself, it's different than what you're typically used to seeing with a par. It's a cube, and it weighs about 12 pounds. Now, this lens is removable, and it's magnetic. That's pretty cool. So when you have this lens on, you get more of a typical par effect. It's a narrow beam. But when you take it off, you get a very wide beam, and it's a crazy good wash. I've used this wash at gigs before. I did a demo on the driveway with it. It's really impressive. Last weekend I used these lights as more of an uplighting effect, so I had the lens on and it was more of a narrow beam going up the wall. But what I discovered was, even at that capacity, I still got a wash in the room and on the dance floor. They're just that bright. Now, as I mentioned before, these are WiFLY. They are WiFLY EXR. You can use a typical DMX controller, a WiFLY DMX controller, a simple controller like the RGB W8C WiFLY, or you can be like me and keep it simple. And if you know anything about me, I always like to keep it simple with this RC remote. Comes with each fixture. You can do really cool things like blackout. You can do fades. You can do chases. You can do sound to light. You can do color mixing. You can do color macros with this remote. So it keeps it real simple. One's the master, one's the slave. And I got a light show. And I don't have to have any controllers, any wires, anything. This is how I'm going to use them. But use them how you'd like to use them. They're cool fixtures, and they're going to turn up a lot in my gigs from now on. They're my go-to light. So if you have any more questions, please let me know in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them for you. Until next time, practice and enjoy.